Good evening, friends. Let's start our session today. Yesterday, we discussed about the yin and yang. So today and tomorrow also, we are taking session on yin and yang. So it is a very vast subject. So some of glimpse I am going to give you. Jinat ji, video बंद कीजिए. All are requested, please shut off your videos. Yin and yang is a very vast subject. So I'm trying to discuss very important things in the yin and yang. All are requested, please concentrate on this subject. Someone maybe feel this is a very boring, but when you are checking the patient, when you are diagnosis the patient, that this yin yang concept is the very important. We can know many things, many patterns by only observing the yin yang. So your study should be very deep in relation to yin yang. So friends, yesterday we leave our session. The fourth situation can be represented in the yin yang. So I am going to share a screen and drawing a diagram. So you can understand again. Many people are new today. So again, I am showing you the situation, the fourth situation of the yin yang. This is yin. And this is yang. Comparatively, the yang, yin is big. Who is writing on the whiteboard? Please don't write. And secondly, this is yang. Secondly, yang is bigger. Yang is excess. And yin is deficient. This is yin. This is yang. So at last, I will tell you how to balance the yin yang with the acupuncture protocol. Lastly, I give you, but you should know that this phenomena, this the system in yang, how in increase, how yang decrease, how yang in increase and how in decrease. Okay, this is the first stage. This is the second stage. In is excess. Then yang is deficient. Yang is consumed. And here in second stage, yang is excess. Yang is excess. And in is deficient. In is consumed. Now, this is the please don't write. Who is writing? Please don't write. Please don't disturb. And third part is the yang is constant. Yang is constant, but in is deficient. And four, there is a in is constant, but yang is deficient. So in this first it is the full in, full in. And number two, it is the greater in, greater in. Full in means greater in. And number two, it is the greater yang. And number three, it is the lesser in. And number four, it is the lesser yang. Understood? Please write in the chat box. Do you understand this yin and yang? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sarita ji. Okay. Now let us discuss the inter-transformation of the yin yang. Inter-transformation of the yin yang. Yin yang are not stagnant. No absolutely yang and no absolutely yin. Yin yang are not stagnant, but they actually transform into each other. Transform into each other. there is the yin within the yang and yang within the yin. You can change into yang, and yang can be changed into yin. Yin can change into yang, and yang can change into yin. This change does not happen at random. This change does not happen at random, but only at a certain stage of development of something. Certain stage of development of the something. Suppose after starting the day, it is not possible to immediately comes evening, or after light, it is not possible to immediate come in the darkness. There are some period to mature. Maturity should be there. Summer change into winter. Day change into night. Life into death. Happiness into unhappiness. Heat into cold, and vice versa. There are two conditions for the transformation of yin into yang or yang into yin. So which are the conditions? The first concern internal condition. Internal condition. Things can change only though internal cause primarily and external cause secondary. Internal primary and external secondary. Change takes place only when the internal conditions are right. Right means paripakwa ho gaya. It is a mature ho gaya. When it's mature, change takes place only when the internal condition right. For example, take an example of egg. An egg change into chicks with the application of the heat only, because the egg contained within itself the capacity of turning into the chicks. Egg, when eggs turn into chicks, when someone give the heat to the eggs, then it will become the chicks. And eggs have capacity to turn itself to the chicks. Application of heat to stone will not produce a chick. If you apply the heat to the stone, can it become chick? No, that cannot become chick. The second condition, this is the first condition, it is an internal condition. Now let us discuss the second condition. The second condition is the time factor. The second condition is the time factor. Yin and yang can transform into each other only at certain stage of development. That takes time. Yin and yang can be transformed into each other only at certain stage of development when conditions are right for the change. When it mature, conditions are mature with the internally and with the timely. They are mature. In the case of egg, the chick will come out only when the time is mature, time is ripe. So let us discuss the application of the yin and yang in the TCM. It could be said that the whole of TCM is plan, its physiology, pathology, diagnosis, and treatment can strongness and weakness of yin and yang. So all are roaming around the yin and yang, all be reduced to the basic and the fundamental theory of yin and yang. Every physiological process and every symptoms or sign can be considered in the light of yin and yang theory. Everything is yin and yang. Ultimately, every treatment modality is aimed at one of these four strategies. Which are the four strategies? Every treatment modality is aimed. We can plan every treatment with these four strategies. Which are the four strategies? Number one, tonify the yang. Number two, tonify the yin. Number three, eliminate excess yang. Eliminate excess yang. And number four, eliminate excess yin. Understand the application of theory of yin yang in TCM. Let us understand the theory of yin yang in the TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. It is therefore to supreme importance in the practice. You can say that there is no acupuncture without yin yang. There is no acupuncture without yin yang. Who are practicing acupuncture? Message me, type on the chat box. I hope all should be practice acupuncture. It is the God therapy, God given science. It is the God science. Very effective, very effective to patient. So I will teach you slowly. Stay with me only 2 years. Stay with me. And I will make you the acupuncture rock star. Yin yang and body structure. So understand the yin yang in our body structure, what our body structure says. Every part of the human body is mainly yin or yang in characters. And this is important in the clinical practice. It must be important that this character is only relative. For example, chest area is yang. Our chest area is yang in relation to the abdomen. In relation to the abdomen, chest is upper, na? Chest is upper. So it is yang and abdomen is the yin. Because chest is higher, but in is relation to the head. Head is the much higher, na? Head is the much higher. It is the in comparatively to the head. So let us discuss the general rule of various body structure. Now I am going to take a help of whiteboard. Please don't write on a whiteboard, requested. Yang and yin. So in the body structure, superior and inferior. Superior is the yang. Superior is the yang and inferior is the yin. All are requested, please take a note. Superior is the yang and interior is the yin. Exterior is the yang. Exterior is the yang and interior is the yin. Posterior means lateral surface. Posterior, it is a lateral surface. It is a posterior. When I am holding this hand like this is the posterior. This is a lateral and this is a medial. Yang side, always yang side is the lateral and inside is the medial. It is posterior and anterior. Posterior and anterior. Posterior is the yang, anterior is the yin. Back is the yang. Back is the yang. So our all yang meridians are located on the back. All yang meridians are traveling on our back. So back is the yang and the front is the yin. Now function is the yang. Function is the yang and structure is the yin. Structure, T-U-R-E. Structure in the yin. Then head is the yang. Head is the yang and body is the yin. When we are taking the head is the yang, then remaining entire body is the yin. Exterior Skin, skin and muscles. Exterior, skin and muscles are yang, and interior, interior organs, all organs are yin. Skin and muscles, exterior are yang, and all organs are yin. So someone standing, someone standing at in front of you, then upper body is the yang above the waist, and lower body is the yin below the waist. When he is standing one side, when he is standing with one side, back side is the yang, and the front side is the yin. Back side is the yang, and front side is the yin. Please understand, take a note. So yang and yin. Above the waist, पेन को क्या हो गया? Something is wrong. Wait, huh? I am dealing with it. Okay. Above waist, yang above waist, and in below waist. Posterior and lateral. Sir, 1 meter. posterior and lateral surface of limb is the yang, and interior and medial surface. This is the interior. This is the medial surface. Interior or medial surface of limb is the yin. Yang organ. Yang organ are yang, and yin organ. Yin organs are yin. Function of organ. Function of organ is the yang, and structure of organ. Structure of organ is the yin. Chi. Chi means vital energy. Chi is the yang, and blood and body fluid. Blood and body fluid is the yin. Defensive chi. So chi, which is the protecting us from the external pathogen. Defensive chi. Defensive chi is the yang, and nutritive chi. So which nutrite to our internal organ. Nutritive chi is the yin. Okay? All should write down this yin and yang table. Now, let us discuss one by one. Back is the yang, and the front is the yin. The back is the place where the yang channels flow. I told you previously, yang channels are mostly flows in the back side. So it is the yang side. The back is the place where the all yang channels flow. These carry yang energy and have a function of protecting the body from exterior pathogenic factor. So yang channel protect our body from exterior pathogenic factor. Which are the exterior pathogenic factor? It is a wind, heat, humidity, dryness, and coldness. They are coming with combined wind, cold, then wind, heat, many things. Let us discuss later. It is the nature of yang to be on the exterior and to protect. So yang nature is the always yang is exterior and always yang is protector. It is the nature of the yin to be the interior. Yin is always interior and to nourish the organ, nourish the body. The yin always in interior and it nourish the body. पालन पोषण करता है बॉडी का. Thus the channel on the back belong to yang and can be used both to strengthen the yang and therefore our resistance to exterior pathogenic factor and to eliminate pathogenic factors after these have already attacked the body. So when external pathogenic factor attack our body with the cold, with the wind, with the external heat, with the external dryness and external coldness. So we need to focus on our yang meridian. The front abdomen and chest. The front abdomen and chest is the place where all the yin channels flow. These carry in energy and have the function of nourishing the body. They are often used to tonify in. So, in channel often always used to tonify in when there is the excess of yang. So, someone need to use the in meridian to tonify the in. Now, head and body. Head and body. The head is the place where all the yang channels either end or begin. The head is the place where all yang channels either end or begin. So, large intestine end here. Okay, small intestine end here. Triple wormer end here. Okay, UB meridian. Start from here. Stomach. Start from here. Okay, all meridian where start or end on the head area. They therefore all meet and flow into each other on the head. The relation of head to yang energy is proved in the different way in the practice. So we can, many times we are selecting the acupuncture points on the head region to tonify the yang. First of all, yang energy tend to rise. Yang energy should be rise, and in pathological situations, heat or fire will have a habit to rise. In pathogenic factor, when pathogenic virus or any pathogenic disease attack on our body, the first symptom is the heat will have to habit of rise. When any virus come to our body, what bodies do? Fighting, fighting, fighting. So therefore there is a fever. So our immune system is fighting. Since the head is the topmost area of the body, yang energy, be it physiological or pathological, will tend to rise in the head to the head. The pathological situation, this will be cause red face and red eyes. When heat is right, heat become excess, yang become excess, there will be red face and red eyes. Someone become red face and red eyes. So excess liver fire, when liver fire is increased, so their face will be red and eyes will be red. Understand? Liver open to eyes. The head is also easily affected by yang pathogenic factors such as the wind and summer heat. If wind and summer heat come together, they attack together in the human body, that head is easily affected. Understand this. Finally, the head being the junction place of the yang channels. Point in this area can be used to raise the yang energy. If there is a deficiency of yang, so point on the head can be used for raise the yang energy. The rest of the body, chest and abdomen, pertain to yin and is easily affected by yin pathogenic factor such as the cold and dampness. Cold and dampness is the yin pathogenic factor. Now let's discuss the exterior and interior. So exterior means the outer side and interior means the inner side. So exterior of the body includes skin and muscles and belong to yang. Skin and muscles are belong to yang. It has the function of protecting the body from exterior pathogenic factor. The interior of the body, including the internal organ, and has the function of the nourishing the body. What internal organ do? They nourish our body. Their function is the nourishing the body. Now, above and below waist, when we are thinking about we are taking our waist, our lumbar, above the waist, and below the waist. The area above the waist pertaining to the yang and is easily affected by yang pathogenic factor such as the wind, whereas the area below the waist pertain to related to yin and it's easily affected by yin pathogenic factor such as the dampness. When dampness comes, when you are sleeping in the wet place, your lower body will become heavy. You may be experience these things. This basic general rule is frequently applied in the diagnosis of the skin disease. In skin disease, this rule is general rule frequently applied. Now think about the posterior and lateral and interior medial surface of the limb. Posterior, lateral. This is the posterior, this is the lateral. And the interior and medial, this is the interior side. This is the interior and medial surface of the limb. Limbs, our extremities, our hand and foot. The yang channel flow on the posterior, lateral surface of the limb, on the hand and the foot. They are flowing on the posterior and lateral surface of the limb, yang meridian. And the yin meridians on the anterior and medial surface of the limb. See, there are the six meridian on the hand. Oh, three meridians are meridians pathway on the posterior lateral side of the hand, which are there: large intestine, triple wormer, and small intestine. Three meridians are yang, and they are flowing on the posterior lateral side of the limb, hand. And three meridians are in, which are lung, pericardium, and heart. These three meridians are in, and their pathway on the interior. It is the medial side of the hand. In case of leg, lateral side, posterior side, it is the stomach, gallbladder, and urinary bladder. Posterior side. They are yang meridian, and they are flowing on our posterior side, on the lateral side. And in medial side, interior side, there are the spleen, liver, and kidney. Spleen, liver, and kidney are flowing, are on the interior side, medial side. Please take a note. So let's talk about the yang and yin organ. Some organs belong to yang. Some organs belong to yang and some organs belong to yin. The yang organ transform, digest, and excrete impure product of food and fluid. So yang organs transform, digest, and excrete, like the stomach, transform and digest the food, and large intestine excrete the impure product of the food and fluid. Large intestine and urinary bladder, they excrete the impure product of the food and the water in case of urine. The yin organ store the pure essence resulting from the process of transformation carried out by the yang organs. Yang organs make the pure essence. When we are eating the food, it goes to stomach. It's rotating. Their function of the rotting and is transforming of the food, and stomach make the essence, and that essence goes to spleen, and Spleen is the in organ. So in organ store the pure essence resulting from the process of the transformation carried out by the yang organ. The five in organ store and do not excrete. They only store, they do not excrete. The six organ transform, six yang organ transform and digest and do not store. yang organ में कुछ भी मटेरियल स्टोर नहीं होता है. Material comes and go, comes and go, comes and go. They never store. They excrete. And five in organ store and do not excrete. Yang organs are correspondence of yang to activity. Yang organs always activity. It's related to, it's correspond to activity. Are constantly filling and emptying, transforming and separating and excreting the product of food in order to produce chi. So yang organs are correspond to activity. When foods come in stomach, in body, then yang organs function start. They constantly filling and emptying, transforming, separating, and excreting the product of food in order to produce chi. They produce chi. Yang organs produce chi and yin organ store. They are in contact with the exterior as most of the yang organ. Stomach, intestine, bladder communicated with the exterior via mouth, anus, and urethra. Yang organ, mostly stomach, intestine, and bladder. So, stomach with the exterior, they communicate with the stomach, communicate with the mouth, and intestine, large intestine communicate exterior through the anus, and the UB, urinary bladder, is communicate with the urethra to the exterior. The in organ do not transform. They do not transform or digest or excrete, but store the pure essence extracted from the food by yang organs. In organs store the pure essence. They store the vital substance like chi, blood, body fluid, and essence. In organs store vital substance, chi, blood, body fluid, and essence. Now, let us discuss about the functions and structure of the organ. So, every organ have the structure and every organ have a function also. Heart have structure and heart have function. Spleen have structure, spleen have function. Lung have structure also, lung have function also. So let us talk about the functions and structure of the organ. Yang correspond to function and yin correspond to structure. So yang belong to function and yin belong to structure. We have know that some organs are yang and some are yin. Some organs are yin. According to with the principle that nothing is totally yang or yin. So nothing is totally yang. Our stomach is yang, but there is the yin in the stomach. We will discuss. Spleen is in, but there is the something yang function in the spleen. Spleen transport and transform the energy. It is the yang aspect of the yin, yang aspect of the spleen. Each organ contains with itself a yang and yin aspect. The functional activity of organ represent its yang part. Every organ have functional aspect, functional activity, every organ. So functional activity of every organ represent its yang part. For example, the function of spleen is transforming and transporting. Spleen transform and transport the essence, and it essence transform and transport for the body by the spleen. Function of the spleen is the transforming and the transporting the essence extracted from the food represent its yang part. The chi extracted in this way from food is then transformed in the blood, which being in part, and contribute to forming the structure of spleen. So this in part is the contribute to form the structure of the spleen. Yang transformed chi. Now let us discuss the other subject. Yang transform chi. In forms the structure. Yang transform chi and in forms the structure. So let us take the good example of function and structure with an organ is that of liver. So let us talk about the liver. The liver store blood. So liver always you should have the in-organ properties. Then you can understand the liver store blood. The liver store blood, and this represent its in aspect. Its store means in aspect, and its structure. On the other hand, the liver control the flow of chi in all part of the body. Smooth flow of chi. Liver control the smooth flow of chi in the all part of the body, and this represent its yang aspect. It is the yang part of the liver and its function. Now, here is my pen. So this is the yang side. and this is the inside. Yang, yang function of spleen transform and transform and transport food chi, which goes to neck. Okay. Transform and transport. This is the yang aspect of the spleen. Yang. This is the yang aspect of the thing. And blood, which is the in and represents in the in part of the spleen. So blood is in and it's represent in the in part of the spleen. In part of the spleen. Now other part is the chi and blood. Chi. Chi is yang relation to blood. Relation to blood. Chi is yang relation to blood. And blood, which is the solider and more material form of chi. Therefore, more in. So, blood is the more solider and more material form of the chi. Therefore, more in. So, friends, chi and blood are flow together. If chi deficiency, there is also blood deficiency. If blood deficiency, there is also chi deficiency. So, blood is the yin and chi is the yang. Chi has the role of warming. Chi has the role of warming, protecting, transforming, and raising, all typical yang function. They are all typical yang function. It is the warming, protecting, transforming, and raising. And blood has the role of nourishing and moisturizing, which are the typically in function. Nourishing and moisturizing are the typical of in function. Defensive chi and nutritive chi. Friends, this is the very important aspect of the yin and yang. Please don't bore. This subject is the very, very important to diagnose the patient. Very vast knowledge in this subject, yin and yang. Now, defensive chi and nutritive chi. Defensive chi is the yang in nature to nutritive chi. Always defensive chi is the yang in nature. So defensive chi, which wei chi, which is the guarding our body from the external pathogenic factor. Defensive chi is the yang in relation to the nutritive chi. And defensive chi circulate in the skin and muscles or yang area. Skin and muscles are yang area as per we discussed. And defensive chi, that is the wei chi, is circulating in the skin and muscle. That is in between skin and muscles. That is called kauli. Kauli, write down. Kauli is the in between skin and muscles. And has the function of protecting and warming the body. It is the yang function. Nutritive chi circulate in the internal organ. Nutritive chi कहाँ सर्कुलेट होती है? इंटरनल ऑर्गन में और इन एरिया. Internal organ are is the in area and the function of the nourishing the body. This is the in function. So let's end our session at 8:30. Application of 4 principles of yin and yang medicine. To TCM, yin yang 4 principles. There are the 4 principles of yin and yang in the TCM. First, opposition of the yin yang. The opposition of yin yang is reflected in TCM in the opposing yin yang structure of the human body. The opposing yin yang character of the organs, and most of all, opposing nature of the symptoms of the yin and yang. No matter how complicated it is, all symptoms and sign in the Chinese medicine, TCM, can be reduced to their elemental and basic character of yin and yang. Okay? Please understand. Now, interpretation, the character of clinical manifestation in terms of yin yang. What are the clinical manifestation in the yin yang? While when patient coming in front of you, you should observe these things. There are some clinical manifestation. So fire and water. Yang and yin. Fire. When patient comes to you and you are checking the patient, when his body surface is hot, it is the heat. His body is belong to fire element. It is the fire. And water. Water is the in. Heat. Heat is patient always suffering with the heat. If heat flushes. In case of in ladies, there are when menopause happen, always heat flushes. They are suffering. So they are become their body is become heat in nature. So heat is the yang, and someone feeling cold, always cold. They can't bear the fan. They can't bear the AC, air condition. So understand this patient is belong to in category. Restless, restless. So any patient comes to you and telling you, doctor, I am feeling always restless. I am not sleeping at night. Insomnia is always restless. That patient is belong to young category. And some patients comes to you and sitting in front of you on the chair, and he is the quiet. He is the quiet. So when you ask him, he will talk. Otherwise, he will not talk. And in young patient, always talkative. He is looking in your clinic here and there. Yeah, wow, this photo is good. Wow, this color is good. So he is asking and asking something to you. This is belong to young patient and quiet, quiet patient is belong to in dry and wet. Some patients come to you and telling my skin is dry, my mouth is dry, my eyes are dry, my ear is dry. So this is the young patient and wet, always sweating. His body is wet, his body is sticky, his tongue is also sticky. Hmm? Eyes are tearing. Okay, this patient is belong to in. Then hard. Some patients come to you. If there's a stiff body, hard body, and they are stiff in nature also, stiff in emotions also, and they are belong to yang. And some patients come to you, they are the soft body. They are flexible anywhere. They are flexible in the body and flexible in the emotions. They are in. Now, yang and in. This is a very important topic. So this is the clinical manifestation while the diagnosing the patient. Please understand and please write down. excitement, excitement. That patient always excited to know something, to do something, always excited, excitement, excitement. This is the young category patient. And some patient comes to you, he always nervous, nervousness, always nervous. He can't any happy. You can't find happiness in them. So it is the in category patient, in category. Rapidity, rapidity means his walk rapid, talk rapid, eat rapid, everything doing in rapid action, everything doing in rapid action. This patient is on young category. And slowness, always slow. Every some some people takes 1 hour, 1.5 hours to eat their meal. Okay, some people work slowly, some people walk slowly, some people talk slowly. They are in category. And last, it is the transformation. Transformation of the food or transformation of the, then when someone comes and he's tell, doctor, I'm always hungry. Doctor, I'm always hungry. Then, and his metabolism is very high because transformation and transportation is becoming very faster. These are the young category people. And the conservation, storage, conservation and storage. So they are always complaining you, doctor, my stomach is bloating, always bloating. I have the problem of the constipation. Okay, I am not getting hungry. भूख ही नहीं लगता है. वो ऐसे पेशेंट, ऐसे लोग इन कैटेगरी. So you should differentiate this character, this manifestation in terms of yin and yang. So friends, enough for today. So let us meet again tomorrow for free session. And those who yet not enroll this master tune and how to diagnosis course, if they are interested, please enroll from 15 December. From 15 December, there is a course only paid participant will be allowed. So those who are interested to learn this, how to diagnosis. So you don't need to ask the any protocol to anybody. You can make your own protocol and treat your patient successfully. So I am going to end this session. Enough for today. Good night. Shabbat khair. If anyone have questions, queries, please ask in the group. So I will answer. Good night.